guys, welcome back to Flat Creek Outdoors. I am Phil, and today I'm working on the same thing I've been working on in each of the last couple videos here. There's a small area, about 100 feet by 100 feet, that I'm trying to clear for future parking and other stuff here for the business. But all the wood that comes out of here is either going to be firewood or some lumber for future projects. So I am dropping the trees a couple at a time, cutting up what I can for firewood, moving some saw logs off to the side, and then just kind of keep chipping away at it. I've got plenty of time to work on this. I'm not in any kind of hurry to get this done. That's why I'm just kind of doing a couple trees at a time. I really don't need this project done until next November, but you know how it is trying to get contractors and whatnot. So for the final part of this, where I'm going to actually need to bring in some help, I don't know how long that's going to take. So I want to get this part done now, and of course I can add to the firewood inventory now. Be perfect timing for that. So today I've got a couple other trees I've got my eyes on. A few of these are leaning real hard, and the direction that they're leaning is right over there towards my fence and my gate. And I'm not really going to want to take down, especially this really big oak. I don't know, can we see that one? Yeah, that biggest oak right there, okay, is leaning right over that way where we don't want it to go. But I think there are several others all around it that I can go ahead and take down and get out of the way, and then I'll make some accommodations over there later to make sure this doesn't damage anything on the way down. So let's get to work. I'll quit jibber jabbering. I didn't realize I was starting with a partial battery today, so I don't know how much of that you caught, but I got this maple down here, which was a hard leaner, and where it fell was right about where I thought it was going to fall, which is just inside the fence. So that worked out good. I got another little oak down over here, a lot of little small trees that'll just go straight to the burn pile. And then I learned something over here with this little 5-inch maple. When it came down, it bounced on top of these other logs, and the end that I cut went way up in the air. And I want to take down that big oak over there, and I don't want a similar thing happening with a much bigger tree. So I'm going to hook up the grapple now, or I've already got the grapple, but I'm going to fire up the tracker, and I'm going to drag this little maple, this big oak, and the other smaller oak out of the way, so that when that big oak falls, it doesn't create a catastrophe. So let's fire up the tractor. Gotta love having a grapple. Makes quick work of moving those heavy logs around. So I still have right here, I know it's always kind of hard to tell terrain on camera, but right here there's this mound. I think what happened was there used to be a home site up here. When they cleared that home site, they just pushed stuff back in the woods here, and there are numerous mounds back here that we're gonna have to deal with when we go to clear this area. But this mound is right in the fall zone of the tree that I want to take down, so when the trunk hits that mound, it definitely could kick up the bottom of the trunk. So I'm gonna be very vigilant, try to be very safe, and get this tree down safely. So this one has a few rounded leaves left on it. I think that means it's a white oak. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna try to cut this one pretty low to the ground to get as much of a saw log off of this as I can, maybe even two getting up there. So let's get at it. I brought the bar in just a smidge too far. You can see the chain mark right there on the hinge wood. I was thinking a little too hard about bringing the bar in across to the other side, and I wasn't paying a close enough attention over here, but it worked out okay. I couldn't bring the saw out when the tree fell. I had to get out. That's not the first time that's happened to me, but safe drop. Pretty tree. So there are now my 6 saw logs. One of them's a little small, but those are really good size. And I still got the whole top of this tree, spin you on around. The whole top of that tree is gonna have a bunch of firewood in it. And then on the other side of the brush pile here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 firewood logs that I can cut up into blocks On the other side of this tree top, I still have some rounds on the ground that I cut the other day that I haven't picked up. There are still some larger limbs over there that I can get some firewood off of. So we are piling up the firewood here. I am looking to grow the firewood business dramatically for next year, and this wood here is going to be part of that for sure. The other day when I was unloading the trailer with those big heavy rounds, I failed to mention much about this grapple. This is the Artillian modular grapple. If you're newer to the channel, that might be the first time that you've seen it. It actually has 3 different components that make up its lower section, and I could have increased the capacity, the lift capacity of my tractor by removing those 2 outer sections. That would have taken at least 80 pounds off of the weight of the grapple, and that would have been 80 more pounds the tractor would have been able to lift. It might not have made that much difference for that particular log because those things are absolutely massive, but that is something I need to keep in mind for the future because those are really easy to pop right off. They only weigh 40 pounds per section. I can do it in the field, I can do it anywhere, don't need any tools, and that might get me through a tricky situation where I need a little extra lift capacity. I am going to keep piling up the firewood here. I'll get working on this top next time. And I got a couple other trees back here. Looks like about, I just counted it up a little while ago, at least 8 more decent sized oak trees. A couple of the oak trees are quite large, and then many other smaller trees, and at the very back there's a really gnarly looking maple that grew with a couple different trunks, and we'll be getting to that. So there's a couple of great trees in here to add to the firewood collection for this upcoming year. So you'll want to tune in to future videos. If you don't already subscribe, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you following along. Until next time, hope you have a good one. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.